Hello, here we have to simplify a fraction where in numerator we have 2x to the second y to the fourth raised to the negative first power times 4x y to the third raised to the negative third power, and in denominator we have x squared y raised to the negative fifth power and x to the third y to the second raised to the fourth power. There are several ways of beginning this problem. First, we can distribute exponents, or we can just make all of these negative exponents into positives by moving them across the division sign, and that will make distribution simpler because we will have positive exponents to distribute. So let's have out of the factor of x to the third y to the second raised to the fourth power will stay in denominator as is because it has positive exponent. So let's begin with this. We have x to the third y to the second raised to the fourth power. It will stay in denominator. X to the second y raised to the negative 5. Let's move it into numerator and have x to y raised to the positive 5. Then in numerator we had 2x to the second y to the fourth raised to the negative 1 power. So let's move it into denominator and have 2x to the second y to the fourth raised to the first power. And we had 4x y to the third raised to the negative third power. So let's move it into denominator and have 4x y to the 3 raised to the 3. So let's distribute the exponents. In numerator we have x squared y raised to the fifth power, y is to the 1. Let's distribute this 5 into the exponents and we will get x to the 2 times 5, y to the 1 times 5, which is 5, out of, let's distribute this 4 into the parentheses that has x to the 3, y to the second, and we get x to the 3 times 4 y to the 2 times 4. The next parenthesis in denominator has 2x to the second y to the fourth raised to the first power. 1 is the identity exponent. 4 times 1 is 4, 2 times 1 is 2, so we can just copy everything that is inside of the parentheses. 2x to the second y to the fourth and drop the parenthesis. And the last parenthesis has 4x y to the third raised to the third power. So let's distribute this third power into all of the bases and we get 4 to the third, x to the third, y to the 3 times 3. In numerator we have x to the 2 times 5 is 10, y to the 5 out of, in denominator we have x to the 3 times 4 is 12, y to the 2 times 4 is 8, 2, x to the second, y to the fourth, 4 raised to the third power is 64, x to the 3, y to the 3 times 3 is 9. This will become x to the 10, y to the 5 out of, we have two numbers in denominator. 2 times 64 is equal to 128. X to the power of, we have 12 plus 2 plus 3, y to the power of 8 plus 4 plus 9. This will become x to the 10, y to the 5 out of 128. X to the 12 plus 2 is 14 plus 3 is 17. Y to the 8 plus 4 is 12 plus 9 is 21. So we have same basis in numerator and denominator. that will be canceling out. We have 10x factors in numerator and 17x factors in denominator. If you write this whole thing out and cancel out, we have more factors in denominator, so we can use a shortcut of canceling 10x factors from numerator with 10x factors in denominator. So this gives us 1. We also have 21 factors of y in denominator and only 5 factors of y in numerator. So we can cancel 5 factors of y from numerator with 5 factors of y in denominator. This cancels into 1. This will become everything cancels in numerator, so we have 1 out of 128. X to the 17 minus 10 is 7. Y to the 21 minus 5 is 16. And this is our solution. As a side note, you could have always kept 1 out of 128, taken the base of x, numerator power minus denominator power, and took the base of y, numerator power minus denominator power. You would have gotten 1 out of 128, x to the negative 7, y to the negative 16, and then move those bases in denominator and have gotten the same answer. That's all.